Beautiful sunny day here in Florida. Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back. So we got some stuff going on today. We had a snowstorm today, over the last day. So we did a lot of snow removal and junk today. So what I want to do with this truck is try to get the new wheels on it, which I'm going to take off the Explorer, which I talked about before. So I ended up buying these wheels, which is a total flop. These are the 14-inch rims, and they do not fit on this truck. So what I have to do now is, what I'm going to do is take the Chrysler 300 wheels that I have. I'm going to put these on the Explorer, and then I'm going to put the Explorer wheels on the Ranger. And this is all because of the studded tires that I made. So, been kind of a headache actually dealing with all this stuff. But that's the mission for right now. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get tonight. I would like to do this and then start to work on getting the shifter done. So I still have the shifter for the transfer case, and that's really all I need to do yet. The shifter for the transfer case and wire the fans, and then this thing will be ready to roll. So, which it is right now. I've just been leaving it in 4-high because it's so snowy everywhere. I've just been leaving it in 4-wheel drive. So want to get the wheels on because we got a ton of snow over the last day, and I want to go try to enjoy it for a little bit. But speaking of snow, it is still snowing right now as we speak. So these are the wheels. I got to go out there in the snow and then take these wheels off, which is probably going to be a wonderful idea. This is how much we got today. That's how much snow we got today. So it's about 8-9 inches. So yeah, I'm going to come out here, start taking the wheels off, swapping them out with the Chrysler wheels, and we'll put these things on the truck. Beautiful sunny day here in Florida. Sometimes gloves just don't work. So yeah, we only got to do this a few more times, and I gotta put some air in the other tires. They've been sitting in the storage unit for like 6 years, so they really don't have any air in them. Guys, so I decided to give it a whirl and try to mount the tire, and I was successful after about an hour of dicking around with it. So I have 45 pounds in pounds of air, PSIs, in there at 8:40 p.m. So I'm gonna check this thing in like an hour, or maybe like in the morning, around 12 hours, and see how fast it's losing air or how well it's holding air. It depends how you want to look at the glass being half empty, half full. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to reluctantly show you guys the process that I went through. As you can tell, I'm kind of winded because I was kind of struggling to do this. So I think I got it figured out. I don't think I'll be able to do it any faster, but I want to show you guys what I'm doing. And I know there's a lot of videos out there that make this look really easy, and I don't believe you. So just for some perspective, yeah, you can see my breath in here, and I'm warm in a t-shirt. So that's how much I've been working over the last little bit. Let's try not to work that hard this time. All right, so I think the secret weapon here is going to be the soapy water. I didn't do the soapy water last time until towards the end, when I was starting to struggle quite a bit, and then I put some soapy water around the bead, and then it seemed like it helped a little bit. So we'll be able to see a before and after. I toss this thing on there. try to do this uncut. I know I always say that. I want to do it uncut so you guys get the real image of what I'm doing here. But it never seems to work that way. Alright, so I'm just using the pry bars and going around the edge. If you guys didn't notice that. Oh my God. What is going on here? And yes, guys, I agree with you. I should just take it in and have it done for $40. So, no need to rip my head off. I agree with you. That was the easy part. So now we'll go around and do the same thing with this one. You guys entertained yet? So yeah, other guys that are doing it on these other videos, they make it look pretty freaking easy, but maybe they've done more. I don't know. But so I got caught on this one the last time, so the tire wasn't in the drop center there. So now it should be a little bit easier. Make sure the bead is all the way down in the drop center so I can pull it over. Just like that. Hashtag toss the torque wrench. There we go. There. Well, okay, so just so you guys are aware, we'll never be doing this again. So now it's in. That wasn't even, I wouldn't say necessarily the hard part. The hard part is getting the bead to seat. So what I'm going to have to do, I'll take it over to I have a 24-inch rim that I was using. And I'll flip it over. I'm going to stomp on the rim to try to seat it on one side. And then I can put pressure on the one side while I'm putting air in it to kind of seal the bead. So let's do that and see if it actually works. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, this is not the side with the drop center in it, the big divot in the rim. So I'm going to stomp on this thing, push it down as hard as I can so I can push the bead up into this tapered part of the rim. So it kind of seals there. And then I'm going to put a little bit of pressure, I'm going to flip it over and put a little bit of pressure on the other side to kind of push the wheel out. So I'm going to just stomp on it to kind of get this thing to seat a little bit. can actually see when I flip it over, about half of it is seated already on this side. So this side's tight, but when I flip it over, I gotta be careful not to push it out, like put too much pressure on it that I'm gonna push it out of the bead again. So, yeah, and there's like 2,000 screws in this thing. So that makes it really fun because you can't touch the outside of the tire at all. All right, so now I'm gonna just kind of push this down a little bit and try to be careful that I don't push the bead out the backside while I put some air in it. You gotta be kidding me. The guys at the tire shop that took the rims off didn't put the stems back in, like the centers, didn't put them in. That's why it wasn't working, because there was nothing inside pushing on this. So I don't even know if I'll be able to fucking finish this now. Alright guys, I'm gonna take the stem out of a different wheel that I'm not using. That other Ford Ranger set that I bought, that was too small. Actually, I bought a 14-inch rim set and it doesn't fit. So I'm gonna take the little centers out of those guys. Oh, this should be a lot easier, I hope. Oh man, it's working. First time. I'm excited about that. That's just the bead seating. It'll have one more pop on this side. There we go. Now I'll just have to, so it's fully seated with about 15 pounds in the tire. So now I'm just gonna air it the rest of the way up. So that wasn't so bad. That one took me about 10 minutes to do the whole thing. So the first time I fought with just trying to get this bead seated for over an hour. But I think I actually have a method now because it worked the first time. So I'll put this thing up to about 45 pounds and then mark the time on it and then see if it's leaking. That wasn't too bad. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you this. It's 10:05 p.m. right now. And if we look at the time on the tire, this is the first one I did. It's 8:40 p.m. So we're looking at about hour and a half. And I had 45 pounds in this tire. 45 psi at 8:40. So it's been sitting about an hour and a half. And I'll try to do this with all of my wisdom and hold the camera with my legs. So we got nothing on the gauge. You can see that now. About 45 pounds. So it doesn't look like it lost anything in an hour and a half that it's been sitting here. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I did go through and mark all of the tires, every single one of them. I marked with the time. Now I won't be able to find it. So that one there, 9:15 and 43 pounds. 45 pounds at 9:45. So I did mark every single one of them. I'm going to come back out maybe in like another hour and check them, and then I'm going to check them in the morning at like 12 hours and see how much they lost, if they lost anything. So that one has been sitting an hour and a half, hasn't lost any pressure yet. So I am pumped about that. But that is without any load on it. So once I put weight on it and once you start to drive it and the screws start to pivot and stuff on the tire, especially driving it hard, it might break the seal. I guess we'll just have to find out, but I'm happy with it so far. And for those of you guys that missed it and didn't really see what I was doing here, I have a bunch of spikes in the tires, but I sealed it with this Rust-Oleum leak seal. So I put one of these cans in every tire. It's about $16 for this container here. But sealed it up pretty decent, went around it with a paint roller, and there's about 1,300-ish screws in every tire. I think there's about 5,000 total in all 4 tires. So that thing hasn't leaked one bit in an hour and a half. So like I said, pumped. This is working pretty well. We'll just have to see how it responds when we actually drive it. Been getting a lot of concern about the tires, or the screws actually pushing through the tire. So if we think about it and we do a little bit of math, so the truck is about 3,900 pounds. So let's round it to 4,000, and then let's assume that the weight is distributed evenly, which I know it's not. So even if we had 1,000 pounds per tire, if you look at the contact patch and the amount of screws that are in there, let's assume, let's count. So we have 10 going all the way across. This is me counting because I know there's 10. And let's assume that our contact patch is, say, from here to here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So maybe 10 to 12 if you air the tire down a little bit. So if you do the math on it, you're looking at maybe 10 pounds per screw that'd be pushing down. So I don't think 10 pounds on an individual screw is going to be enough to push it through there, because the weight is distributed evenly across all the screws. So I do have some concerns, because there was a couple screws in here that are a little bit longer. See how this one's sticking up right here? So I'm gonna have to go through and I'm gonna have to chop that one down. And there's a couple other ones. I forget which tire it is, but there's one that has like a big one sticking way out to the side. It's like a really long one, about this big, and it's a coarse thread instead of this other thread. So I don't know where that one is, but it's sticking out. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Found it. So I don't know how I missed that. I mean, I was just kind of like brain dead when I was putting all this stuff in there. It was kind of a mindless thing, but one of those guys. So I'm gonna have to go through and cut that one out, because that would cause an issue. I believe that would cause an issue if you rolled over it and had all that extra weight on that one. I would think those would push through. So I'm just gonna go through and cut them down flush and even. So yeah, so I'm not concerned about them pushing through. You're looking at maybe, 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds of pressure per screw pushing down on it because of the weight distribution. So it shouldn't be that much of an issue. I think I'm going to wrap this one up here, guys. The tires are done. They're mounted. They're ready to go on the truck, and the truck is ready to go out to the lake. So Hunter, I know, is working on his. He has a 9-second Mustang. It carded like 990s multiple times last year. He's building a set as we speak for that thing. So we want to go out. He said he has a good spot that's like nice and clear and flat that we want to go to outside of the event that we want to get to later in the month. Be sure to check out Hunter's channel. We're going to do some stuff, make some videos, and go rip. And probably be pretty cool to race the Mustang against the truck, even though his Mustang is a 9-second Mustang and this thing is not. So it'll still be fun either way, just to kind of go rip around. But this is 4-wheel drive, and his might just completely blow the tires off. So I mean, it'll be interesting, and it'll be a lot of fun. Not really a whole lot of rules, and we can just kind of putz around and do whatever we want. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.